Hello. I'm guessing that you came here for some inspiration. Some cleaning inspiration, maybe. Well, the good news is that you came to the right spot because I am in quite the mood to clean today. Now, hear me out. Cleaning is hard, and it's hard to be in the mood for things like cleaning. But I figure that it's easier to do hard things together. So I hope that this video can serve as inspiration to make your home and your space feel inspiring and cozy and clean and fresh. August means change. Not because the stores start putting out autumn decorations, not because my backyard is starting to look like a pumpkin patch, but because the mountains are on fire. This time of year, the dry hills and thunderstorms turn into a recipe for wildfires. The world turns into a muted shade of gray and orange, and the breeze starts to smell like soot. Ash covers cars and settles as dust inside. I have been evacuated from my home several times in recent years, and one year the fires burned so close to my home that it was only a few streets away. I didn't know for hours if I would have anything to come home to. A slight change in the breeze could have taken my home and all my belongings with it. A seed was planted that day. I was painfully aware of what was important and what could burn. I was surprised at how little I would truly miss. As much as I would like to, I cannot control the weather and I cannot control the wilderness, but I can control how I hold what I have. I can hold it with an open hand and care for what I have well. I don't think that living more minimally means that things don't matter, because they do. I want the things that I own to be cared for and loved. But if they are taken from me, I still want to know who I am, apart from my house and my stuff. So the next question is, how do we live with open hands? Hands that don't let important things fall to the ground, but hands that aren't gripped so tightly that they crush what is carried. How do we care for what we are given well without clinging to it for our life? I hope that you're not looking at me for all the answers, because the older I get, the more I find that I'm much better at the questions than the answers. But questions like this tend to make it easier for me to do laundry again and again and unload the dishes again and again. I've been learning to notice the beauty in the mindless repetition of cleaning. It's oddly an activity that helps the creative part of my brain come out of its shell. The busyness of my hands distracting the busyness of my brain long enough for my imagination to come out of hiding. On a more practical note, this can be a really fun time for me to listen to my favorite music and podcasts. I have been in love with the podcast called The Next Right Thing by Emily P. Freeman. It's a podcast that helps you make the next best decision in your life, whether that's a big step or a small step. It has been very useful and comforting to me in a time where I've needed direction most. Keeping my home organized has always been fairly natural for me, but keeping things spotless and clean has not. It's interesting how a home feels different when it looks clean versus when it's actually clean. Now, I'm not saying that homes must always be clean because I would be the first to fail that. But I have been trying to be better about keeping a home that has integrity. Decluttering and cleaning out the cobwebs has taught me a bit about integrity recently. That skeletons can be brought out of the closet. Opening the shutters can let the light in. A process that is often dreaded but feels so relieving once it's done. It just feels different. I have often felt like those closets stuffed with skeletons. Stuffed so full that the only option is to keep the door latched or open the door to an avalanche of dry bones. Lately, I've been choosing the avalanche, and I promise it's better. I hope that as you clean your home and declutter and organize, these things fill your mind too. Until next time, friends, goodbye.